Yes, sir. Today's speaker is Marulka Vinayak Sridhar, sir. He has completed MPharm and he's assistant professor in uh, Arvind Gowri College of Pharmacy, Jaitapur, Satara, district Satara. He has completed MPharm in Bharati Vidyapit College of Pharmacy in 2008. In the same college, he has completed B.Pharm in 2006. And from the July 2009 to till date, is working as assistant professor in Arvind Gowri College of Pharmacy. Then he has 1 year experience in Tatasep Kore College of Pharmacy, Varanagar. Then his subject expertise in the various subjects like pharmaceutical medicinal chemistry, pharmaceutical organic chemistry, pharmaceutical analysis, and pharmaceutical biochemistry. He has total 4 international and national publications, and then he has presented 4 research articles as well as paper and posters in various sections. And he participated as a resource person in steering human resource activity under lead college scheme Shivaji University, Kolhapur, held at in February 2014. He delivered lecture under Sharing Human Resource, Sri Santakrupa College of Pharmacy, Gurgaon, on Wednesday, 31st October 2018, for the first year B.Pharm student on the topic Basic Analytical Techniques. He got funding on the project validation optimization of flavonoid plant for the various activity for CVS from the Shivaji University. Then he has research foci on the various drug discovery, drug development, analytical method development. Okay, on this particular introduction, so I will suggest to speaker to have the particular session for the all students and the staff. Yes, sir. Maruka, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Good morning, dear learners. Welcome you all in the webinar series organized by your college, Anna Saheb Dange College of Pharmacy, Asta, to impart a continuous education. For this particular effort, I congratulate the team, Anna Saheb Dange College of Pharmacy, B Pharmacy, Asta, especially Dr. R.B. Zadav sir, because under his able leadership, this program is running, and which is very unique kind of program that you have organized. For that, I first of all congratulate all of you. So now let's start with our discussion on topic factors affecting acidity and basicity, with special emphasis on acidity of carboxylic acid and basicity of amines. I, V.S. Marulkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Samarth Educational Trust, Arvind Gowri College of Pharmacy, is going to deliver this seminar in your webinar series 2020. Dear learners, first of all, we'll discuss the learning objectives. Why we are discussing this particular topic. So after completion of the chapter, learners will be able to define acids and bases as per various series, enlist various factors affecting acidity and basicity, describe individual factors with structure and example, relate acidity and basicity of various organic compounds with or without knowing pK or pKb values. First of all, we'll start with acid and base theories. I think all of you are well known about all these theories and learning since you are 12. Still, I'll revise briefly all these theories. As all of you know, the Arrhenius acids and bases, where Arrhenius acid, which is yielding the proton in aqueous media, and Arrhenius base yields hydroxide ion in aqueous media. Where Bronsted-Lowry acid and base, where such an acid bases are proton donor and proton acceptor respectively. And finally, Lewis acids and bases, where Lewis acid is electron pair acceptor, Lewis base is electron pair donor. That so we'll be using all these theories to assign acidity and basicity, but each and every theory have its own advantages and limitations with it. Now we'll be discussing Bronsted-Lowry acids and bases. So a Bronsted-Lowry acid reaction occurs when you see that there is transfer of proton and acceptance of proton, means donation of proton and donation of electron. And in such a reaction, one bond is being broken and another bond is being formed. So all of you can see where in case of weaker acid HA, when it reacts with the top base, bond between H and A is broken and new bond between A and B is being formed. So electron pairs of base forms a new bond with acid. And when such a kind of reaction is taking place, conjugate acid base pairs are being formed with gain of proton and loss of proton. That all of you can see here. Acid with loss of proton forms a conjugate base, and base with gain of electron forms a conjugate acid. And these conjugate acid base pairs and its stability, it's much more important as far as acidity and basicity of organic compound is concerned. We'll also briefly discuss some Lowry-Bronsted acid and Lowry-Bronsted bases, which are from class inorganic or organic. So you are very familiar with all the compounds that are mentioned here, because in the laboratory you many of the times use randomly all these inorganic and organic acid bases. Under Bronsted-Lowry acid, one can see that HCl, H2SO4, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, common inorganic acids. Organic acids like acetic acid, citric acid, even you may be using in your laboratory, and which are termed as Bronsted-Lowry acids, as they have ability to donate a proton, and net charge on it may be 0, plus or minus, depending on the kind of compound that is under discussion. Bronsted-Lowry bases, where inorganic bases may be amine or say ammonia, ammonium ion, methyl amine, methoxide are organic, acetone, ethylene are organic Lowry-Bronsted bases, as they have ability to accept a proton. Even when you discuss a chapter alcohol, you might have seen that alcohol is protonated, as it have ability to methoxide ion have ability to accept a proton. That's why that says, as per Bronsted-Lowry theory, methoxide ion can be said as organic base. So all Bronsted-Lowry bases contain a lone pair of electron or pi bond in it and have net charge which is 0 or negative, as it is reflected from that it contains a unshared lone pair of electron on any one of the electronegative atoms. Now, very important point as far as relating acid-base strands is the pKa. We usually use this term Ka and pKa. What is Ka? So it is acidity constant, we can say. So as far as acidity constant is concerned, one can say that, and applying law of mass action to that of any acid and its dissociation, one may see that A value can be best utilized for assigning acidity and basicity of organic compounds. But because of any higher Ka values, it is more convenient to use the term pKa. So pK is nothing but what? pK is negative logarithm of Ka value. And as you know mathematics well, if take the negative logarithm of Ka value, higher value, you will obtain a smaller value by applying negative log to it. So let's see how these acid strands will affect acidity of organic compound with Ka values. So typically Ka values of organic acids, when if it is larger than 10 raised to minus 5. So, which is a larger number, which is said to be a stronger acid. But 10 raised to minus 50, which is very smaller number, and that's why it is said to be a weaker acid. What happens when you apply negative logarithm to this K value? So we'll get a typical organic acid which have pK value ranging from plus 5 to plus 50, where plus 5 is smaller number. The inverse relation is in with that of A. A larger number, stronger acid. But pK smaller number, stronger acid. Listen, this is inverse relation with that of A and P. Similarly, A smaller number, weaker acid, but pK, the larger number, weaker is the given acid. So remember that even from K and pK values of given series of organic compounds, based on their values, one may assign the relative acidity and basicity of organic compounds. Now we'll see what are different factors that affects the acidity and basicity of organic compounds. Before that, we need to discuss some important things that always must be taken into account while assigning acidity and basicity. So first and foremost thing that you need to do is always to conjugate base in consideration when you are going to assign acidity of organic acid. Always look at the conjugate base that can be obtained from it. So what is conjugate base of acid? After donation of a proton, whatever the species of acid that we make, that we call it as a conjugate base. Another thing, determine the conjugate base is more stable or not. So next thing that you have to do is you have to determine which conjugate base is more stable, because based on the stability of conjugate base, the acidity and basicity is assigned. We are going to discuss in later part. Remember, the more stable the conjugate base, the more acid, more the given acid is, stronger acid is. In earlier example that we have, say this is acid. A minus is a conjugate base obtained from corresponding acid. So if the conjugate base generated out of acid Ha, if it is more stable, one can say that acid is stronger. So remember that stability of conjugate base that is obtained from acid will decide whether given acid is stronger acid or weaker acid. In this case, conjugate base, if it is stable, acid is more stronger. If conjugate acid in this case is more stable, the base is said to be a stronger base. So what you have to take into account? The conjugate base that is generated after acid is reaction. Now we'll see what are different factors that affects the acidity and basicity of organic compound. So I'll enlist all these factors. First, elemental effect, that is explained in periodic table. Second, inductive effect, or one may say electronegativity. Third, resonance effect. Fourth, hybridization effect. Next is hydrogen bonding and steric effect. Even they are very important as far as assigning acidity and basicity of organic compound is concerned. As the topic given to me is factors affecting acidity and basicity of organic compounds, along with the acidity and basicity of carboxylic acids and amines, I have to cover both of these points. And now I'm going to discuss each and every factor that affects the acidity and basicity by taking into account some general examples how each and every factor affects the acidity and basicity, by taking some examples of carboxylic acids and amines to support our statements. So, dear learners, let's start with each and every factor. Elemental effect, a very first and foremost important factor, where one may assign acidity of organic compound, or in this case, say a very weaker acid Ha based on the element that is attached to A. So one can see here that in every structure that we are discussing, fluorine, here bromine, here iodine, all are being attached to hydrogen. So when you are assigning acidity and basicity of such an acids, then your atom is attached to a hydrogen. So based on that atom and its trend in periodic table, one may decide the acidity and basicity of organic compound. So we'll discuss in this case that HF, hydrogen, fluorine, bond between hydrogen, fluorine, hydrogen and fluorine, HBr, HI, where one may see that acidity increases as you go from fluorine to chlorine to bromine to iodine, where iodine is having less acidity. So, which is dependent upon increasing size of the atom which is attached to hydrogen. We are discussing HA, and where A decides the acidity of organic compound. And in every case, it is attached to variable elements, and trend of such an atoms attached to hydrogen in periodic table will decide which is stronger acid. So remember that when we are discussing acidity of such a compound, size and not the electronegativity will determine the acidity. And how it is affected? So in periodic table, down a column, if you go, that is you are going from top to bottom of your periodic table. And when you are going from left to right across the rows in periodic table, one may see that acidity goes on increasing. But remember that this is not only one factor that affects the acidity of organic compound. So along with this factor, we always need to take in remaining factors into account while deciding acidity. So we'll see examples. In this case, iodine is having greater acidity. Why? Because iodine is having greater size. Okay, so we'll check it in the periodic table. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Let's move to periodic table. So one can see that iodine, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. In this case, we are going from top to that of bottom in a periodic table, from fluorine to iodine, and one can see that the molecular atomic size of this particular atom goes on increasing down a periodic table when you are considering from top to bottom in a column of periodic table. So obviously iodine is having greater size, and because of greater size and appearance at the bottom of the periodic table, which is to be a stronger acid. So this is with that of column. What with that of rows? So in the rows, when you go from left to right in the periodic table, in this case one can see that hydrogen is attached to carbon, hydrogen is attached to nitrogen, hydrogen is attached to oxygen, and fluorine, hydrogen is attached to sulfur. So again, if we'll see that carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur. So as you go from left to that of right towards oxygen, one may say that acidity goes on increasing. Even sulfur is down than that of oxygen with that of greater acidity. So many of the times, such an elemental effect is taken into account to assign the acidity and basicity of organic compound by taking into account trend of given element in a periodic table. Next factor that we are going to discuss is the inductive effect. So inductive effect, all of you know, it is a permanent effect whereby which polarity is induced from any atom and a carbon to which it is attached because of difference in electronegativities in both of these atoms. And such a difference in electronegativity will generate partial charges on each of the carbon and atom attached to it, and such may lead to formation of polarity or induction of polarity in a bond. So how this factor will affect the acidity and basicity? For that, we'll take examples. We'll compare the acidity of ethanol with that of 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol. So in this case, one may say that 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol is a stronger acid, as you have confirmed it from that of pK value, because you know pK value well, right? pK is 16 with that of ethanol, and pK value is 12.4, which is very less than that of pK of ethanol. And as pK value is less with 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol, it is said to be a stronger acid. But this is justified based on the pK value. We are going to discuss how inductive effect affects the acidity and assigns the acidity of both of these compounds. For that, again, we have to go back and revise that the conjugate base that is obtained from that of ethanol and 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol. So it's now to think and reflect. So I suggest you to write in your notebook or pages in few words the reason behind this. What is the reason for increased acidity of 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol in comparison to that of ethanol? I hope all of you have written your answer. So remember that whatever the conjugate base that is obtained by removal of proton from ethanol and from that of 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol, and its stability will affect the acidity. We have discussed that conjugate base of that of 2,2,2 trifluoroethanol is more stable than that of a conjugate base obtained from that of ethanol, that is ethoxide ion. As ethoxide ion is destabilized, and this particular moiety is more stabilized. Again, why? How? And my friends, this is because of fluorine and three fluorine atoms that are in association. Fluorine will withdraw the electrons from that of carbon, and such an withdrawal of electron will have partial positive charge on carbon atom. And if you have studied before, that inductive effect operates in a chain, that once this carbon acquires a positive charge, carbon neighboring to a carbon which is already acquired a charge will also have partial positive charge on it. And such a chain effect, inductive effect, operating because of strong electronegative atoms attached to carbon, which will make a donation of proton, removal of proton much more easier, and moreover, which will stabilize the conjugate base. Otherwise, this conjugate base is unstable. Why? Because of negative charge that resides on oxygen atom. Here in both of the cases, oxygen is negatively charged. So make it stabilized. What you have to do? You have to minimize the negative charge present on oxygen, and that can be done by attaching more electronegative atoms to that of carbon. And obviously, in this case, more electronegative atoms stabilizes ion by withdrawal of electrons by fluorine. So I hope all of you understand the inductive effect. Now we'll discuss this inductive effect by taking into account examples of some carboxylic acids and amines. Here we have four examples of carboxylic acid: a chloroacetic acid and trichloroacetic acid. In both of the cases, by referring pK values, one may say that trichloroacetic acid is more stronger acid, and obviously because chloroacetic acid contains only single chlorine atom, which is electronegative, which have ability to abstract the electron from that of carbon. But trichloroacetic acid contains three chlorine, and which will have greater inductive effect, which have greater tendency to minimize or to stabilize the conjugate base of trichloroacetic acid. Trichloroacetic acid is more stronger than that of chloroacetic acid. So here we justify that more electronegative atoms will increase the acidity by electron donating species, that is plus eye effect showing substituents will decrease the acidity of carboxylic acid. Another example that I have taken, especially while discussing inductive effect, a 4-chlorobutanoic acid and 2-chlorobutanoic acid. In both of these examples, difference that you observe is the position of chlorine atom. In 2-chlorobutanoic acid, chlorine is very near to that of carboxylic acid group. But in 4-chlorobutanoic acid, which is very far away from that of carboxylic acid. And here comes in picture the effect of substituents, especially inductive effect. When electron withdrawing atom is attached far away from carboxylic acid. As per our knowledge, inductive effect operates in a chain with effect rate up to 4 carbon atoms. After 4, carbon number 4, the inductive effect minimizes, decreases. In this case, one may see that as chlorine is far away from that of carboxylic acid, and in 2-chlorobutanoic acid, chlorine is very near to that of carboxylic acid. Obviously, abstraction of proton will be much more easier when chlorine is near to carboxylic acid, and that's why 2-chlorobutanoic acid is much more stronger acid than that of 4-chlorobutanoic acid. As far as amines is concerned, even we have seen that as carboxylic acid, where positive inductive effect showing group decreases the acidity, it means that positive inductive effect showing groups will increase the basicity inversely. So, amines, where one may say that this is less basic. NH3 is said to be a weak base. Why? Because it has 3 protons which are attached to amine. But in this case, a substituted amine is much more basic. Okay? So in this case, one may see that this is secondary amine, where nitrogen is attached to that of 2 ethyl groups, and all of you know that ethyl groups are positive inductive effect showing groups, so which have ability to donate an electron rather than accept electron. So my friends, what would happen if these ethyl functions are donating electron to a nitrogen? Nitrogen will have more electron density around it, and which will be available for donation. So, and as per as our knowledge is concerned, the compound is said to be a more basic, which have more ability to donate an electron. So, as more number of electrons will reside on a nitrogen in case of substituted amine, especially with that of alkyl functions showing positive inductive effect groups, this amine is said to be a stronger base. Next factor is a resonance effect. I think all of you know very well that if I ask that resonance is which kind of phenomenon, so all of you will say in the same sound answer, resonance is stabilization phenomenon. So resonance imparts stability to organic compound. So when we discussed about resonance effect, again one must take into account what is resonance effect and what is resonance. Simply saying resonance is nothing but a delocalization of electron and at the same time delocalization of charges. And what leads to such a resonance? Friends, the presence of multiple bonded system containing pi electrons will be responsible for resonance effect. When conjugate base of corresponding acid, if you study regarding its stability, one may assign acidity and basicity. Now we'll discuss 2 examples here. One where we are comparing acidity of ethanol with acidity of acetic acid. So I think all of you know that ethanol, after protonation, donation of proton, will form a ethoxide, and which is said to be its conjugate base. And which don't have ability to show a resonance effect. Why? Because it lacks a pi electron. That's why it have only one Lewis structure. But when you discuss acetic acid, one may find that because of pi bonded structure or pi electrons, which have ability to delocalize over electronegative oxygen, in carboxylate ion, it has two resonating structures well. So acetate ion generated in this case is a conjugate base and which have ability to show a resonance. So as you know that this compound do not show a resonance, this compound shows a resonance, and as per we know or we discussed in earlier discussion that resonance is stabilization effect. So obviously because of resonating structures, these carboxylate ions that are generated are said to be a more stronger, more stable because of resonance phenomenon. And this is said to be a least stable in comparison to that of carboxylate ion. So remember, if given organic compound shows a resonance effect, resonance will stabilize the conjugate base of corresponding compound and will increase the acidity of compound. So resonance stabilize conjugate base in this case. We'll justify it by taking in some examples of carboxylic acid and amines. In this case, we are comparing the acidity of benzoic acid with that of para-nitrobenzoic acid. So in this case, again, resonance effect is very, very important. In this case, both of these compounds containing aromatic ring system and pi bonded system are going to show the resonance. But which one will have greater tendency to show a resonance? Plus R effect one may say. As benzoic acid will show resonating structures, but para-nitrobenzoic acid, which is attached to para position, is a electron withdrawing substituent, so which is showing minus I effect because of electron withdrawing effect of nitrogen, nitro group in this case, will make the operation of resonance phenomenon much more better than that of carboxylic acid itself. So here, by comparing the Ka values, in this case, I have taken Ka values. 6.3 into 10 raised to minus 5 is a least value. Is a high value. And in this case, K is 36.10 raised to minus 5. So 36 into 10 raised to minus 5 is quite bigger value than that of 6.3 into 10 raised to minus 5. So as per our knowledge, K relates a stronger acidity when discuss the amine, remember that inversely as that of carboxylic acid, if it shows the resonance, acidity goes on increasing. With that of amines or bases, if resonance phenomenon is there, with amines, the basicity goes on decreasing. How? In this case, NH2, amine function, and nitrogen bears unshared lone pair of electron on it. And in resonance phenomenon, this lone pair of electron is involved in formation of a canonical form with formation of double bond between carbon and nitrogen. Okay, so as you know that amines show resonance phenomenon. What happens? In this case, nitrogen will have greater tendency to form a canonical forms and will show a resonance. In this case, nitrogen, or in this case ethylamine, where there is no conjugation or no pi bond system, electron available on nitrogen for donation as easy as possible than that of aniline. One may say that this is because of resonance phenomenon. The aniline is said to be a weaker base than that of ethylamine. Next factor is hybridization effect. Hybridization is quite easier effect. For that, we'll take example of ethane, ethylene, acetylene. So by just looking at the pK values of all these compounds, one may say that pK value 25 is less with that of acetylene, and which is said to be a stronger acid. And ethane is said to be a weaker acid. Why? This is based on the hybridization effect. All of you know well that ethane, where carbon is sp3 hybridized. In ethylene, carbon is sp2 hybridized, and in acetylene, carbon is sp hybridized. So as far as hybridization is concerned, when you assign acidity and basicity of organic compound, the S characteristic of hybrid orbital is taken into account, and such an S character is greater with that of acetylene, which is 50%, which is having 50% S characteristic, with lowest S characteristic that resides there in A. And because of such an hybridization effect, the acetylene is said to be a stronger acid. So the carbon oxygen in carbonyl group are both sp2 hybridized. If you just look at the structure of carboxylic acid, both of these oxygens are sp2 hybridized. And because of such an sp2 hybridized structure, which allows one of its lone pair of electrons to conjugate with pi system of carbonyl group, and which is responsible for increasing acidity of the given carboxylic acid. My friends, in this case, even resonance plays important role, because delocalization of the pi electrons is facilitated by presence of sp2 hybridized orbital. As far as amines are concerned, we are taking here into account three examples: aliphatic amine, with that of imine, and nitride. And in three of these cases, you can say that nitrogen in this case is sp3 hybridized. In this case, it is sp2 hybridized, and in this case, it is sp hybridized. So, when you are assigning basicity of amines, take into account that because of presence of P characteristic that is associated with that of organic compound, when it is more, so P characteristic is usually 3/4 for that of sp3 hybridized orbital, 2/3 in sp2 hybridized, as in case with that of imine, and P characteristic is least, that is half for sp hybridized nitrogen. And it is said that various types of hybrids which will assign the acidity and basicity, where sp3, where predicted order of orbital energies are more than that of sp2, than that of sp. So electron pair in higher energy orbital is more available. So higher energy orbital is a sp3 hybridized orbital, and such a more electrons that are available in higher energy orbitals with sp3 hybridized amines, one may say that alkyl amines are stronger bases. Okay. So in this case, with carboxylic acid, S characteristic will play a role. In amines, a P character of hybridized orbital will be deciding the basicity of amines. Another most important factor that we are going to discuss is the hydrogen bonding. You are coming across this kind of effect or hydrogen bonding many of the times, even when you discuss the physical properties of organic compound, discussing solubilities of organic compound, when you are discussing melting points and boiling points of organic compound. So deciding nature of organic compound and its physical properties is based on one of the factors, and that is nothing but hydrogen bonding. And my friend, this hydrogen bonding also play an important role in assigning acidity and basicity of organic compound. So we'll discuss internal hydrogen bonding. You might be knowing two types of hydrogen bonding which are usually been discussed: intermolecular hydrogen bonding and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Inter and intra are two words that are very easy. When we say that intra college level competition, intra means within the college, intercollegiate means in between different colleges. Likewise, intra and intermolecular hydrogen bonding means intra means in between the molecule itself. One may say that in case with orthohydroxybenzoic acid, intramolecular hydrogen bonding is possible. Such kind of bonding, hydrogen bonding is possible in between two molecules even. Two molecules of benzoic acid even may show some hydrogen bonding. But we are taking into account here intramolecular hydrogen bonding. That may also be called as internal hydrogen bonding. Can greatly influence the acidity and basicity. So here we have taken example of orthohydroxybenzoic acid and para-hydroxybenzoic acid. From the pK values, one may easily assign that being compound with least pK value is said to be a stronger acid, that is orthohydroxybenzoic acid, and para-hydroxybenzoic acid being having less pK value is said to be a weaker acid. But here we are discussing hydrogen bonding, how it affects. Remember, as hydroxide group is present over here at ortho position and which is very near to that of carboxylic acid. When this benzoic acid donates a proton, whatever the conjugate base that is generated out of it, which is stabilized with hydrogen bonding. So remember in this case that donation of proton have formed carboxylate ion and which have ability to form hydrogen bond with hydroxyl group which is present at ortho position. This is possible. Why? Because hydroxyl group is very near to that of carboxylic acid. But in case of para-hydroxybenzoic acid, hydroxyl group is far away from carboxylic acid. So no such an internal hydrogen bonding will be available for stabilization of conjugate base. That's why, my friends, hydrogen bonding in case of assigning acidity plays an important role of stabilizing a conjugate base by internal hydrogen bonding, and which is clearly explained here with this particular example. Again, very important point that I need to discuss here with that of carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acids have very stronger hydrogen bonds. And two molecules of carboxylic acid are appearing in dimeric form. And such as dimeric characteristic present in molecules of carboxylic acid makes it compound with highest intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So, hydrogen bonding, remember that stabilizes the conjugate base and increases the acidity of carboxylic acids. When we are talking about amines, even we have discussed some of the examples that I have taken for discussion here before, that one of the factors that is inductive effect affects the basicity of amine. But how hydrogen bonding even play a role in assigning basicity, we'll see. In this case, if you see, the secondary amine is showed here a stronger base than that of tertiary, than that of primary. So here you will have little bit confusion because we have already studied in our discussion that the positive inductive effect showing groups, alkyl groups, increases the electron density around the nitrogen and which are more available for donation and increases the acidity. But in this case, we'll discuss that how even much more increase in alkyl group will decrease the basicity. For that, we'll compare the basicity of secondary amines with that of tertiary amines. So one may say that as this tertiary amine is having three alkyl functions will give more electron to a nitrogen and obviously it will be more available for donation. Okay, and one may say that it is said to be a more stronger base, but not the case. Where amine is also secondary amine is said to be a stronger base. Why? Because see here, this primary amine have two hydrogens, but is having only one alkyl function to show positive ion. In this case, three of the hydrogens of NH3 are being replaced by alkyl, and three of these alkyl will donate much more electrons to that of central nitrogen for donation. But In this case, here is balance of both alkyl functions to show positive inductive effect and presence of one hydrogen over a nitrogen. And this hydrogen, which is present over nitrogen in secondary amines, is very important as far as solvation of amine is concerned. Remember that solvation is very important phenomenon, and which is again a stabilization phenomenon, and which is required for stabilization of conjugate acid of corresponding base. So when this particular secondary amine, when you dissolve it into that of water, its solubility will be increased by that of a hydrogen that is present over here. But as tertiary amine lacks a hydrogen, it have no possibility of formation of hydrogen bond, and such a least possibility of formation of hydrogen bond will have no solvation effect, and such an destabilization phenomenon will decrease its basicity. So remember that for given series of amines with same alkyl group, secondary amine is usually stronger than that of primary, but tertiary amine is usually weaker than that of one or both of others because of hydrogen bonding. So for solvation and for stabilization of amines, the hydrogen, presence of hydrogen is very important along alkyl. In this case, two factors will be affecting or comes in a picture while deciding basicity. One is plus I effect shown by alkyl functions, and another is a hydrogen bonding that may be possible with that of a hydrogen or present in unsubstituted amines. Another important factor is a steric effect. So what is steric effect? So steric effect is explained based on taking into account a volume of atoms in a molecule. So you usually heard the word bulkier groups, which are discussed in relation to steric effect. So such an effect is due to more bulkier group. So steric effect is because of more bulkier group, and which causes hindrance to the delocalization of need to take into account more the bulkier group, there will be more hindrance for delocalization of electron, and this effect increases the basicity. So remember that steric effect increases the basicity while it decreases the acidity of organic compound with much more bulkier groups. So how we are going to discuss it? So we'll take some examples. Here I've taken some aniline derivatives for discussion. First is NN26 tetramethylanilin, and another is NN dimethylanilin. And it is said here that NN dimethylanilin is less basic, while NN26 tetramethylanilin is more basic. Why? Again, it is clearly indicated here that NN26 tetramethyl, that is 4 methyls are present over in the structure of aniline, which are aniline substituted with 4 methyl groups. And obviously, 4 methyls will have more bulkier appearance in the structure than that of NN dimethyl, which is having only 2 methyl groups. So what happens when such an bulkier groups are in association with organic compound? In this case, aniline, both of these methyl functions are at ortho position to that of amine or substituted amine bundles. Because of more steric hindrance or presence of bulkier group methyl, this nitrogen will have much hindrance in delocalization of electron, usually in formation of resonance. So here in this case, basically two factors will be affecting. First factor is steric effect and second is resonance, because which are very interdependent factors. Nitrogen has been least possibly delocalize the electrons because of steric hindrance imparted by two methyl functions which are very nearby to it, and such a steering hindrance will flip this particular carbon nitrogen bond in such a direction. This methyl group, as you can see on your screen, this methyl group will be out of the plane towards your screen, and this methyl, because of flipping of carbon nitrogen bond, will be behind the screen, and such a flipping of carbon nitrogen will make this particular structure non-planar, and such a non-planarity will have greater hindrance in the localization of electrons that are residing over on the nitrogen, and no resonance will be found. And as you know that no resonance, so obviously it is said to be a more basic. In this case, N and dimethyl aniline, one may say that two methyl functions are present over here, which are quite least bulkier than that of compared to that of earlier example. And as there is no hindrance, no flipping of bond between carbon and nitrogen or change in planarity of the molecule, and as all the carbons of benzene and nitrogen and methyl functions attached to it are planar, the delocalization of electron in such a planar structure is much more easier, and one may say that delocalization of electron is easier in this case, and such a delocalization will have effect on donation of electron. So nitrogen can easily donate an electron to that of, in this case, is said to be a least basic, and this is said to be a more basic because of a more bulkier functions. We'll see some examples of carboxylic acids and amines now. So, as far as aromatic carboxylic acids are concerned, all ortho substituents, irrespective of the substituent, which may be electron withdrawing or which may be electron donating, which is attached to carboxylic acid at ortho position, which increases the acidity of benzoic acid. And the reason behind it, although it is not known, but it is justified that the steric effect, which is less in force because of substituent at ortho position, will increase the acidity of such a carboxylic acid. So when we compare orthonitrobenzoic acid with paranitrobenzoic acid, orthonitrobenzoic acid is said to be a stronger acid, as nitro group is very near to that of a carboxylic acid function. Even hydrogen bonding is involved here because some stabilization would be there as far as stabilization of conjugate base is concerned. Paranitrobenzoic acid, where nitro group being very far away from carboxylic acid, will have no interaction with that of carboxylic acid, neither it will impact any steric effect on carboxylic acid as far as donation is concerned, donation of proton is concerned. Inductive effect even plays a role in same example. Remember, in this case, we are taking into account three factors. First is steric factor, another is inductive effect, and even one may say that hydrogen bonding even may be affecting acidity. So nitro group being more electronegative and which is very near to that of carboxylic acid function, will have greater tendency to abstract the electron from that of oxygen, to make this oxygen hydrogen bond much more weaker, and hydrogens will be, or protons will be, more liable for donation or available for donation. In this case, as nitro group is far away from that of carboxylic acid, such an inductive effect will be least there in existence as far as para-nitrobenzoic acid is concerned. We have already discussed the amines and its basicity by taking into account NN26 tetramethyl and NN dimethyl aniline as an amines or aromatic derivatives of aromatic amines. So Remember that steric effect again plays a very important role in assigning acidity and basicity of organic compound. One more factor, that is steric inhibition of resonance, that you must take into account when we discuss this particular steric effect. Steric inhibition of resonance. So, because of steric hindrance imparted by a methyl functions present on this nitrogen, which inhibits the resonance. Why it is inhibited? Because nitrogen carbon bond will be rotated and which will make structure non-planar, and such a non-planarity will inhibits the resonance, as the electron pair will not be available for donation and which may not be showing a resonance phenomenon. As we have seen that such a compound which do not show a resonance phenomenon are good compounds, or one may say that one these certain compounds are said to be a stronger bases, and acids are the compound which have greater tendency to show a resonance phenomenon. As in this case, because of NN26 tetramethyl groups which are available in the compound, which sterically inhibits the resonance, the more substituted bulkier compound is said to be a stronger base. So here we have finished the steric effect. So thank you, dear friends, for your patient listening. I tried at my level best to cover most of all the factors by taking into examples of various carboxylic acids as well as amines, and in general various factors that affect the acidity and basicity of organic compound. Because of some time constraints, I have taken very common examples and less examples discussing this particular topic, which is otherwise very difficult to understand at initial level, with very few examples. I hope this webinar will bring interest in further reading of topic acidity and basicity of organic compound. I again appreciate the efforts taken by Anna Saheb Dange College of Pharmacy, Ashta, to impart continuous education to the students through this webinar series 2020. I acknowledge here the positive efforts and under positive leadership of the principal, Dr. Arvi Jadhav sir, who gave me opportunity to present in front of you this particular topic, and which involved me in this particular webinar series. I also thankful to academic coordinator Mr. Rajesh Jagtap sir, Dr. Kamboli sir, Mr. Mulani sir, and your course coordinator GD Mote sir for arranging this particular webinar and calling me for this particular webinar. My dear learners, as in this journey of continuous education, even after promotion to that of higher classes, you are studying or participating in good numbers in the webinar is really appreciable. Some of you may are saying that in the Marathi one may say that, sir, हात धुवून मागे लागले. सर, एरवी हात धुवून मागे लागलेले असतात कॉलेजमध्ये, आता घरी बसून हात धुवून मागे लागले. मला वाटतं तुम्ही हात धुत असाल. मित्रांनो, नक्कीच हात धुवा. स्टे सेफ, स्टे होम, and have a happy learning. Jai Hind. I ask Mote sir to unmute all for any questions or doubts of the students.
Okay. The students, those has any questions regarding this particular session, that is acidity of carboxylic acid, basicity of amines, and the effect of substituent on the acidity of carboxylic acid and the basicity of amines. Please raise your hands, those has the questions on this particular section. Yes, Maruka sir, can you off your screen?
Yes, definitely. Yes, sir.
Yes, students, any questions regarding this section? Please raise your hand. You can unmute your voice and you can ask directly. But one person, you just raise your hand. Any questions from the students?
I think, sir, you have cleared all the doubts in the topic. In earlier topics, in your discussion, that students don't have any kind of queries. Is it so?
Okay. We'll wait for 1 to 2 minutes. That's we'll ask the questions. Okay, I think so. Student doesn't have any doubt, and all doubts had been cleared by the Marco sir. So I will have the photo session for this. Yes.
Just a minute. As students have no questions from their side, I feel that we should have some kind of discussion, being a teacher, while designing various instructional strategies for students as far as this particular topic is concerned. Obviously, with your permission, if you permit me for some time, we'll have a discussion on designing of some instructional strategies.
Yes, sir.
For
Definitely.
this particular topic is concerned.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes.
Whatever that what I have practiced till date in organic chemistry laboratory, that we usually have very least kind of discussion of theory part that is discussed in the class, and whatever the practicals that usually students do in the practical. So I feel that all certain topics of theory and practical need to be merged. So intentionally you supposed to allow student to discuss some part in the practical when actually they are performing on the practical on some of the chemicals. So I feel that you must enlist some of the organic compounds which are commonly available in the laboratory, and you ask the students to compare the acidity and basicity, relate the acidity and basicity, arrange the acids and bases according to their increasing or decreasing order of acidity and basicity. Even you may give assignment to the students by taking it into very complex structure, and you ask students to enlist some factors that probably may be affecting the acidity and basicity of organic compounds. Because when we discuss very complex structure, not a single factor, but one or more factor may be involved in deciding acidity and basicity. So even you may simply ask the student to enlist the factors that they feel just by looking at the structure. So
Okay, sir.
such and small strategies may even bring an interest in the student, and which is very common topic of acid and base that they are studying in number of theory classes of number of subjects. Even in biopharmaceutics they study about pKa of that of acids and bases. So when from start to that of first year B Pharm student, you assign such an differential strategies, it will make student much easier to learn, and which will be more enjoyable to students while learning. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Your valuable
Hi, Mote
instruction.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just now, before I just describe one two thing, all faculty member at least should know that Professor Malurkar is very experimental teacher. During our 4 years association,
Yes,
I
sir.
have seen that he has conducted many different type of the experiment in the teaching learning. Just now he is talking about the how to correlate student with the asking the different type of the issues. I will go behind of that. For example, acid, when we discuss about the acidity and the basicity component, we need to extend this issue till the pharmacokinetic and the pharmacodynamics,
Correct,
or their impact on the formulation. Acidity or the basicity is also going to influence on the formulation aspect also, in their pharmacokinetic aspect, pharmacodynamic aspect. So basic topic, when we correlate with the what we call the more appropriate word is the transactional part, ज्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये व्यावहारिक म्हणतो. व्यावहारिक ज्ञानापर्यंत जर बेसिक गोष्ट तुम्ही सांगितली तर विद्यार्थीला लक्षात येतं की याचं महत्व काय. दिस इज हाऊ this topic should be dealt. मारुकरनी खूप अतिशय क्लिअरपणे ह्या गोष्टी मांडल्या किंवा ऍसिडिटी कशाला म्हणायचं, बेसिडिटी काय आहे आणि हाऊ मेनी फॅक्टर्स आर देअर. जसे अगदी सिंपल आपल्याला ऍसिडिटी बेसिडिटी एका वाक्यात वाटतं, एवढं तो नसून त्याला अनेक इश्यूज आहेत. सो these issues are the explored very what we call it is the analytical aspect of the knowledge, and then we have to go beyond that, that is a application or the what we call it as a simulation and the subsequent reflecting on these issues, that how we can reduce the acidity by structural modification, or how we can enhance the acidity by the structural modification. So this kind of the discussions are the very important. Just to recall kind of the question answer. Now I think this is the era is now over to ask the only the recall type of the question answers in the examination. Students should also know that here onwards they have to explain. Rather they have to think on, as well as they have to monitor their own thinking process. Okay, thank you, Professor Marukar, for the sparing your valuable time during this pandemic period. Thank you.
One most important thing that I want to convey, that sir is telling that I am experienced teacher, and I appreciate the efforts of sir only because of his presence during here in Satara, we learned much. And whatever the things that sir is telling, whatever the expertise that we have got, is because of sir only. And whatever all credit I'm giving to sir. Thank you, sir, for continuous motivator and giving us a guidance. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Sir, can you off your screen, please?
Yes, yes.
Is able to?
Yes.
Yes. So initially we will take the photo of all staff and students. Then afterwards we will move towards the vote of thanks. So initially all students and staff are requested to have video on. We'll take the photo. All students and staff. I'm requesting all students and staff to have the video on. Yes, all students and staff, please have the video on. Okay, thank you very much. Please can you mute your voice and video off.
Thank you.
And the last section, that is vote of thanks. I'm very thankful to have this particular session at the end, and I'm very thankful to our team, that is Anna Saheb Dange College of Pharmacy. I'm thankful to Dr. R.A. Kanai sir to have the opportunity to arrange this webinar series for our students. Then I'm very thankful to Dr. Abid Jadhav sir, Dr. Mr. S. J. Sajne sir, and R.S. Jagtap sir to have the good coordination in this particular webinar series, and the various coordinators of this webinar series. I'm very thankful. Then I'm very thankful to our speaker, Mr. Marukar sir, who has presented very nice seminar and webinar, and clear all the doubts regarding the acidity of carboxylic acid, basicity of amines, and effect of substituent on the acidity of carboxylic acid and the basicity of amines. I think so. I also getting so much knowledge from you. So various doubts I clear from this section, because you are very senior and have the good knowledge of organic chemistry, and we are also learning from you section, and you instructed various strategical techniques to apply the student can get the knowledge. Also Dr. Abhay Jadhav sir told me he have the good concept to various applied level, like you just apply the knowledge to the biopharmaceutics dosage form. So I'm very thankful to Dr. Arvind Jadhav to have these particular suggestions on that. And again, lastly, our all teaching staffs, those are present here and attending this webinar series. And last but not least, the students who are arranging or attending the webinar in this particular section. And thank you very much to have. You can end the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.